I'm getting a whiff. I don't think it's mud.
Welcome back to Two Old Crows Homestead. This is Shelly. There's Randy, and well, right there's Randy. So even though it's a 3-day weekend and it's Labor Day, it's not a day to take off on the homestead. Check out what we're doing today. So this is the area where the pigs have been. Randy, do you remember when we put them out here? Has it been 2 weeks? 3 weeks? This was as overgrown as, actually it was more overgrown than that field was out there. That field has a lot of just regular grass or whatever. And this was very overgrown with weeds and all of that. And they have completely decimated all of that. Except for that right there. I want to say that that's curly dock, but I'm not sure. But for some reason, they leave that alone. So, anyways, we are straightening up this fence a little bit because it got kind of curvy where they had been. That's the way we put it up. It was a little bit curvy from the way we put it up. But anyways, we're extending it down to there. Down to, let's see, that post right there. And we're going to enclose back here behind the barn again, because even though they were out here for a couple weeks and they cleared it out pretty well, not as well as this was, but they cleared that out pretty well, it's all grown back up with weeds again. And that's kind of our fault, because we need to be planting something in here to grow instead of all of the weeds. And I think we're going to do buckwheat and cowpea. I've been talking to William at Permapastures Farms, and he's been giving me some tips on what to do there. And then we're also, so one of the things we want to do today, after we get this bigger area enclosed, we're going to put electric wire on it, because right now they're not trained to that. And we want to get them trained to that so we can more easily move them around the property to clear out some areas. But we don't want to move them too far away from us or away from zone 1 until we have that figured out. So we're going to put another paddock down in this area down here. And after they clear, I know I'm kind of making you seasick, but after they clear out this, then we'll open this up and let them have access to that, while still having access up here where they've got shade and their food and water thing are up there. We're gonna have to build a different food and water thing, because that is so, they just fling those things around everywhere. But I think we're gonna maybe try to build something like what Living Traditions Homesteads have and Deep South Homestead, but they look like they're pretty sturdy and they don't move around a lot. But we're gonna get back to work. So we're up here at Rural King. We took a break, and mainly because we ran out of hog panels. So we came up to get some more hog panels. And because, you know, like when you're out trying to figure this out, trying to figure out the whole rotational grazing thing, which actually, I mean, with pigs, it's not like grazing like cows or sheep or whatever, because pigs are pretty destructive. They root up everything and all of that, which is kind of what we want to happen, because there's so much just weeds and stuff growing out there. And we want to sow, you know, other stuff into that area where they're at. But, you know, like we get out there and start working on it, and we come up with ideas of how we want to change things or whatever. So we came to town to get some more hog panels, because we're going to set up, or try to set up, some different paddocks to be able to move them around, because that's the hardest part. That's why they end up being in some place for 2 to 3 weeks, which is probably not ideal. It's probably not the best thing for them. But with us both working 2 full-time jobs, sometimes that just happens. So And that's okay. We're trying to figure out a way to make it easier on us to move them around more frequently, if that makes sense. And then also, setting up the electric wire to train them to that, because ideally I would like to be able to just have, like a couple strands of wire and that contains them. I don't think that right now it would, because they're a little bit rambunctious right now. They're not, they come to us and all that kind of stuff and interact with us, and that's all good. So yeah, setting up the electric fence and training them to the electric fence. We want to have an outside perimeter of hog panels and put the electric fence inside. And we bought some different color posts to run the electric part on. So when they see those different color posts, they know that that's, like a perimeter thing. And but we still want the security of the hog panels on the outside of it until they get used to being around the electric. We have tons of I don't know what it's called, but it's just like wire. We have coils and coils and coils of this stuff that was left over from the previous owners. And then we also have poly wire that I ordered, and we're going back and forth with trying to figure out which one we should use. I think we're going to try the poly wire first, and then if that doesn't work, then we'll use the other stuff. But yeah, I feel like everything about our homestead is just a learning experience and trying to figure out what's best. I don't want, obviously, I don't want the pigs getting out and running around our field, because our field is not, it's not completely fenced in. It's not secure. So I don't want to do that, but I do want to be able to get them trained to a wire and just be able to use that to move them around. We're even going back and forth with possibly doing a Premier One hog fence. So yeah, that might be coming up in the future. So Randy's back, and I guess we're going to, do you see him back there? He's right there. I guess we're gonna go get our hog panels. All right.
I'm worried about that brain.
Maybe we ought to cut that down. Spring-loaded hog panels right there. Straight back. I'm probably not very good at giving these directions. Okay, I think that's good. Running the poly wire. Right now, there's all kinds of this wire that was here from the previous owner. We're trying to get all of that cleaned up. That's what I'm working on. He's running the poly wire. And I don't know, for some reason, we have this pine tree. Let me see if I can get out here. We have this big pine tree that's out here where our pigs are at. And it's right next to the barn, as you can see. And they had these stakes in the ground around this tree, I'm guessing to keep the horses away from the tree. But, the tree's all hanging out there. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why they had that encased in electric wire going around that thing. If any of you all have any idea, reply in the comments, because we're taking it out. And maybe that's not a good idea either. I don't know, but we'll see. Guys are loving their new area to mow down. They're such hard little workers. Good job, guys. Good job, the piggies. One of the white ones that we have, there's like you can see here, there's a ridge that goes right along here. And they keep running from up on this hill. And one of the white ones keeps losing their footing, and then they roll down and slam into this fence. It's kind of comical, but it won't be comical when we get the fence hot. Then he's going to be really upset when he hits that live wire. So, but just a few more minutes and we'll have it wired up. All right, so we have the fence up, the electric fence. Randy's walking around checking it. It actually,
It's 6 over here now. We're going to check where it was dead.
Okay. It actually took a minute, which again, we've never done this before, but we have this kind of fence charger that we got from Tractor Supply. It's this right here. American Farm Works. And so it goes out here and around into the area, the new area where the pigs are at, and goes around there. So when we first hooked it up, I think we've got maybe some weed eating that we need to do. I thought we got it all, but maybe we got a problem. So we got it plugged in, and there wasn't any reading on our, what's that called, a voltmeter or something like that. There wasn't any reading on the meter, and we were going around checking it, and we thought we had done it all wrong. Well, apparently it takes a minute for it to ride the whole circuit through or whatever. I'm not an electrician. I don't know. But while we were over on, this side checking it, the pigs were over on this side enjoying that whole area back there, and they hit the wire and it got them. Yeah, it works. So I guess it's going to take them a few times before they have decided that they don't like that. I hate it that we have to do that. But we can't take a chance of them getting out and running around and tearing up our neighbor's stuff or getting lost or
8,000 joules.
8,000 joules. Okay. So they're not, well, they're kind of being friendly now. They weren't friendly for a minute there. They were a little upset with us. Every time they get shocked, they run around like a chicken with their head cut off. But so that is their area that they've cleaned out. But that's how we feed them, is through the barn and all of that, and water them. And then they have that big pine tree for shade. So we wanted to still give them access to this area. And so there's a little opening right there for them to get through over to this area. Let me step down here. Hope I don't step into the fence. That will suck. So this is the new area that they're gonna start working on. We're getting ready to clean out those pieces of tin and that pallet. And then after this area gets cleaned up, we'll move them. They'll start working on this area back here. We're gonna come in sometime this week and put another paddock back there. And we'll just gradually move them out to the areas that we want them to clean up. And yeah, that's where we're at. Once they get this area cleaned up, we're gonna sow some buckwheat or cowpea or something, some kind of ground cover that will help with the nitrogen. Legumes put a lot of nitrogen into the ground. So we're gonna work on doing that. We'll close off access to that and make like just a little just gate through here it'll come down through here. Well, they'll be able to go through and access that part right there. Yeah. So that's where we're at. We're getting it done. I've had a very eventful day. We're just taking it easy right now. Y'all have to be the nosiest bunch of turkeys I've ever seen. It's a wire. Smile. You're on YouTube. Okay. Hey, everybody. So, we've come to the end of this video. Today has been a very productive day. Actually, this weekend has been very productive. I got a lot of stuff done inside the house. And then we got this is Zelda back here. Do you see her? She is losing her ever-loving mind. Come on, Zelda. Let them have it. Tell them all about it. Get it out of your system. Every time I turn the camera on. All right. So we got the pig enclosure. I don't even know what you call it. Pig pen. We got it expanded to where they have some fresh ground to tear up. And we also left it where they have access to some shade and everything. They are not liking the electric fence at all. They're a little bit upset with us. I know it sounds silly, but they're like laying in the middle where they got a little like wallow where, you know, they've been dumping water or whatever. And so they're relaxing and not venturing out right now. But to be honest, I'm kind of proud of us because we are not electricians, and we have, how long have we been like trying to figure this out? It's been a while, a couple months. We bought the poly wire and the box and all that stuff, and then kept trying to figure out how we were going to do the paddocks and all of that kind of thing. And so today we figured it out, and it's working, and I'm excited because it's working. So you too can do this. Anyway, I hope you all have a really wonderful Labor Day. I hope you all have had a good weekend. And we'll see you later. God bless.